Hi, how are you? Nice to see you again at Fishy Wild. This time, we will look at the young koi fish that have come forward to compete in the Young Koi Show. Why is this necessary? Because many beginner koi hobbyists are too hasty in buying young koi, by choosing a body shape like senior koi, so the result they get is dwarf koi. It was a totally mistake. Keeping koi requires a process, and fish have stages of physical form and physical development, according to their age and size. So we need to look at the body shape of young koi fish that run into the show quality koi category, to have a right reference about the body shape age stage. Let's watch, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. In koi show judging, body conformation is the first priority. The judging criteria for young, mature, and jumbo body conformation is different. Many people asking this, is it normal for koi fish to change its body shape as it increases in size? Because I see that juvenile koi area all torpedo shaped, while several adults, mostly large ones, have irregularities in their bodies, such as a large shoulder hump. The answer is, yes, they change as they grow. Like the shoulder hump on 5-year-old koi, as I understand it, is the bone structure. It's a skeletal arch to the back, and the real pronounced hump is a result of a high backbone, and a short head and small gill plates. One has a very pronounced hump, and the other has an appropriate one. This is a function of the bone structure. And here, the angular shape where the gill plate meets the back of the skull exaggerates the hump even more. These things are apparent on tosei, so if you really don't like the hump, pick tosei that don't have a hump. As for fish getting bellies, that's overfeeding and a weak tail section. Bellies are not good, and the slope from head to dorsal is important, but if it's too steep of an arch, the hump may look too drastic. As you can see, the body is often the most important factor in a good koi fish. In fact, in most koi competitions, up to half of the points available are given purely for the body, and its conformation to the ideal shape. Size is not as important, because a good body shape in a small koi is a very good indication of a good body shape when the koi is fully grown. The best shape is typically described as a tree trunk, so not too thin, but also not so large that the fish looks bloated. Ideally, the koi will look strong and muscular rather than fat and overweight. Obviously, a good koi will have no deformities, such as a crooked body or missing fins. Finally, the best fish will also have a large, symmetrical head and a thick tail joint. The final thing to consider when judging the quality of a koi, especially a young koi, is the breeder. A koi carp can change a lot over its lifetime, and if you are buying young fish, the only way to ensure that you will end up with a good quality adult fish is to know the breeders and buy from the right ones. The breeders have the most knowledge and experience when it comes to selecting the best koi, and they will only import young koi if they know that the fish will be of the best quality. Unfortunately, it is no longer good enough that the koi come from Japan. Many newer breeders are less fussy with the fish that they send to the UK, meaning that it is especially important to do your research on the breeder. A koi with an ideal body shape has proportion and balance. Its body flows smoothly from head to tail, with a visible spine under the skin. The dorsal fin is in the right place, and the tail has enough depth for a seamless look as the koi grows. A koi with the right body shape exudes power and presence, while gracefully moving in the water. Different breeders and koi varieties may have slightly different body shapes, but the key qualities of power and impact remain constant. Understanding the importance of body shape helps enthusiasts to appreciate koi from a new perspective. Conformation includes the body shape, the proportions of the body, finnage, head shape, width at the eyes and shoulders, and so on. Differences in body occur at different ages of koi, and we must recognize this proper development over time. The proper body can show power and elegance at the same time. As a koi matures, the body becomes that much more important. When young, pattern and color are most important, but when a koi gets older, it must show power. The head should be wide and the nose should be rounded. If the nose is too pointy, the fish will lack elegance. The forehead area should have a gradual descent from the shoulder to the nose. If it cuts too quickly down, the head looks more like a shark. The forehead should be slightly convex, not flat. Faces, around the cheeks, can be rounded or more squared at the jaw, depending on bloodline, but both are okay. There is a perfect triangle that the eyes and nose form, that you will recognize as you get more experience. If the nose is too short or long, it can throw off the conformation. This triangle is almost an equilateral triangle. The body is said to be torpedo-shaped. The widest part, if looking down, is between the back of the gill plates to the leading ray of the dorsal fin. If the widest point is at the gills, and cuts back too fast to the tail, then the fish has no power. If the widest part extends back further than this, then the koi has a chubby type appearance, and this too lacks power. The tail tube should be thick to depict power. From the side you would follow the same rules without the stomach hanging down too much. If the lowest point is under the gills, then the koi is said to be pigeon-chested. Choman is a stomach disorder, where the stomach hangs down at the back the furthest. The stomach should be carried in a muscular way rather than a flabby way. Make sure the spine is straight. Watch it swim and see if everything is carried straight. Also look from the side to see if the fish carries itself properly. Make sure the head or tail is straight out and not facing up or down. Fins are very important too. The pectoral fins should be wide, almost like angel wings, to give elegance. Large pectorals are good as long as they are in proportion. They should have strong edges, not frayed. Check the leading rays to make sure they extend all the way out to the end. Sometimes these are trimmed if damaged. Make sure all fins are there and not damaged. The dorsal fin should have a strong front ray, and when in a raised position, should have no holes or show any signs of past fin rot. The tail should be powerful and not wispy. The anal fin is subject to damage by fin rot and netting, so check it. Look for any signs of scar tissue from previously broken fins.